Hey, good morning, everybody. It is May 5th, 2025, or 5/5/25. And it's our favorite time of the week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hi, everybody. My name's Paul.
Good morning. This is Bev.
Yeah, hi, Bev. And
Hey,
happy Cinco de
Paul.
Mayo Day over here
Oh,
in the
yes, indeed.
Southwest,
Yes,
for sure.
definitely. It
So,
is.
we're going to talk today about one of our favorite topics. Why not now?
What a question.
And we're going to give you our we're talking to AI a lot recently. We'll give you a little synopsis there, but first we always want to do our dream catcher. And why not now? Really, but anyhow, John Powers. We have John Powers. He was the principal at a magnet school here in Tucson, Arizona. He allowed us to bring BioTouch. He was a certified practitioner in BioTouch. We did BioTouch in his high school. We did it in the lunchroom. We'd work on the kids there. They'd come, we'd do the head and the neck set. Some of them would lean forward, we'd do the back set. And if they got in trouble at his high school, they had two choices. They could either get BioTouch or they could go to the principal.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, one of the most difficult kids in the school who always would hang around the BioTouch table, but wouldn't let anybody touch him. When he got in trouble, he said, "All right, I'll do the BioTouch." Changed his whole demeanor. Every teacher noticed a difference that day. And when
Wow.
we did a little workshop for the students, he recruited all the students for that class. John
Uh,
Powers was a real maverick. We have some articles he wrote about education
Yep.
and how we put kids into boxes and how BioTouch was really important. And this was a presentation we did for Tucson Unified School District. There were a couple of hundred students, administrators, and Gary Schwartz at the University of Arizona, and one of our high school kids who had learned BioTouch for her mother was in this presentation. It was an awesome presentation. So
Really.
he's in the middle of the dream catcher. Thank you, uh, Mr. Powers. And if you'd like to be in the dream catcher, send us a picture and a name and where you reside on the planet, or if it's for a loved one, just send us a picture of them, and we're happy to put them in the middle. And he really helped us understand about how important BioTouch is now. And that presentation was over 20 years ago.
Wow.
So we're going to just talk a little bit today. Why not now? And so we asked AI, tell us, why not now? How do we relate why not now with BioTouch? And they said, welcome to the podcast. We're here today. We're here today diving into the healing power of human touch, simple, natural, and immediate. In a world overflowing with stress, disconnection, and endless waiting for the quote right moment, we ask a powerful question. Why not now? Why not take charge of your well-being today? Why not explore BioTouch, a revolutionary yet profoundly gentle touch therapy that reminds us healing isn't just possible, it's right at our fingertips. Let's
Hmm.
explore how this simple technique is helping people all over the world reconnect with their health, their humanity, and their hope, starting now.
Starting right now.
Now.
Wow. And we've said that many times. I do believe that, well, if not now, when?
Right. It's a perfect
When
question.
is BioTouch going to just burst open into people's consciousness? You know.
So that's why we talk about it every week. And one of the reasons I wanted to discuss more about it, I saw that little post, Lady Gaga having a big concert in Spain, and 2.5 million
Really.
people show
Yeah.
up to this concert on the beach for free,
Yeah.
singing along with Lady Gaga with her love songs.
Maybe it's now because people are opening their hearts more and stepping into kind of reclaiming their nature, their innate nature to care and have compassion and love each other. Maybe that's the now because people are becoming more ready to open and accept something like BioTouch and BioTouch itself and what it is based on. It's based on what? Putting love into action. Well, if you don't have a lot of people open and ready to do that, but I believe the heart of humanity is beginning to break open.
Right.
There's, yeah.
And it would have been very easy to stand in front of 2.5 million people, have them raise the index and middle finger
Yeah.
of each hand or one hand and lightly turn to some neighbor and just touch them lightly on the skin. I would have guaranteed you the place would have fallen silent
It would
and
have been
healing
total silence.
would have yes. Incredible thought of that.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing too is she didn't charge for this. And people always
No.
say to us, well, if you don't charge, it has no worth.
Well, she just blew that one apart. Thank
That's
you,
right.
Lady Gaga, for that.
So, so we'll tell you all this. We actually used to charge $1,000 for a session, but now we've decided we don't charge anything. So the worth is in the past. Who knows how many lifetimes ago or whatever.
Yeah.
It was $1,000 for a session, but we've come to revolutionize the power of touch, bringing it, as you just said, bringing love back into the application with a simple touch. And so we're not going to charge. It doesn't
No.
cost you anything to learn how to start to use BioTouch. You can go to our website. You can contact us at office@justtouch.com. And when are you going to do that? Well, we should be seeing our email flooded right now.
Right. Please. Yeah, let's do it. Well, in a world that our values seem to be based on a monetary system, it's I'm not surprised. The first thing people say to you is, "What do you mean you don't charge? Unless you charge, it doesn't have any worth." Wow. How far have we gotten away from just basic, how can you put a price? You said that in the book. How can you put a price on the truth? And the truth is love. That's the one truth. And so we're having to change many, many long-standing paradigms as a group, as a mass consciousness, in order to receive and actually embrace biotouch because it holds all these higher levels of value systems and just caring about each other, serving each other, compassion. Come on, that will never be able to hold a dollar sign. None of
No,
that.
not
And
at
that's
all.
what we have to, humanity as a whole has got to start opening up to different types of worth, resources.
Right.
We're in the midst of that.
And I'll tell you, we live in it appears sometimes we'll listen to the news or these feeds, and sometimes we say, "Oh, I don't listen to the news. I can't handle it."
Yeah,
Putting your head in the sand doesn't help
right.
either.
Yeah,
I mean, we make an effort, Jenny and I, every day to at least watch an hour of
see
this
what's
of
happening in
what's
our
going
world.
on, right? The
Yeah,
suffering of people. And then
yes,
at the end of it we go, well, what the hell? What can we do?
I know.
And then you feel helpless and hopeless. But
Yeah,
that's why BioTouch can be so important. If I can reach out and just touch one other person in the now,
yeah, in the now.
taking 30 seconds to maybe a few minutes to help them with, if nothing else, the stress in their life, I've helped all of
You've done,
humanity.
you
That's a
have,
hard concept to
I know,
understand.
I know, but it's true, Paul.
Yes, because sometimes,
When people are saying all this language is changing all over this planet for the good, like I said, our hearts are opening. And the language is what? We are one, we are connected. How many times a day do people say that out loud to each other and we are connected? Well, if that's really true, then biotouch is an amazing way to bring that connection. It's so deep within us that we have forgotten the truth about that. We have separated ourselves, divided ourselves so Boy, we're good at that. We're so good at that. It's our
Right.
path of least resistance to step away from each other. But I think things are changing, and the now is it time for biotouch is now. Of all the times in our history, we need biotouch. It's a bridging
Right.
to if you really want to connect with somebody, take those first two fingers and lightly touch them on the skin and see
Yes.
how incredibly cared for they feel.
And that's the research. The research showed that we did hundreds of people, almost 1,000 people, and feeling cared for was off the charts pre and post session, just pre and post session. And then we took a bunch of students, freshman psychology students, taught them points. They'd never done healing work, taught them some points. We had them do a couple of sets of points, biotouch on the skin, and then we had them do it through clothing or a cloth, and then we had them do it off the body, what a lot of people call energy healing.
Right.
Off the charts, people felt cared for when they were touched on the skin, and people felt less cared for when you did off the body kind of healing work. Less cared for. So
Well,
we are sentient beings. We're
we
stuck here
are
on this planet of the senses, our sight, our hearing, and our touch.
in our touch.
And it's
Yeah.
time to bring back the reputation of touch to humanity. And BioTouch can do that not in the future. It can
Right.
do it right now.
Right now. Right now. That's the message.
JustTouch.com will give you the tools right now to reach out and touch another human being. Now, if they have all kinds of physical ailments, if you're dealing with atrial fibrillation, as Bev just found out she's working with, prostate cancer that I found out I was working with, breast cancer that Jenny is working with, whatever the problem is, BioTouch can help you and your body work through the process of whether it's medication, operations, procedures, holistic work, vitamin C, 20 million supplements you can be taking. BioTouch can help you assimilate all of that into your well being so that you can get on with your job at hand because we all have a purpose here.
Yes,
We,
that is a fact. We
yes.
all have a purpose here. You know, we have been, I mean, everybody has heard and read about the eternal now.
Right.
Great teachers have come and talked to us about there's only the present moment. The past, learn from it. It's dead. The future, it why do you set up tension and stress about the future? You have no idea what it is. So that leaves right now in the present moment, right? That's what BioTouch, one of the magical things that BioTouch can help us do in that present moment is just be there. Be there with another human being. There's absolutely nothing like it.
It's funny. I recall one of the great quotes I remembered from the Don Juan trilogy, Carlos Castaneda.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don Juan takes Carlos out in the middle of nowhere, and Carlos is like, come on, tell me, give me the one truth, give me the one thing."
Right.
And Carlos goes, all right, I'll give it to you, but you ain't gonna get it. But I'll give it to you anyhow. He goes, "In this present moment, you are surrounded by eternity. Ride that moment."
I know. Amazing. And we were
So,
reading that stuff back in the 70s, remember?
right, right. So
Yeah. Been
ride
around a
that
while.
moment now and experience that eternity, that moment of feeling cared for. That's part of eternity. That's why we're all here, to be loved and
Yep.
to trust
And to
that we're
love.
loved.
Yeah,
Yes. And
absolutely.
BioTouch gives us that opportunity to experience that in the now, and then do it again the next week, or maybe do it every day for 30 seconds. Touch your loved ones,
Right?
get the kids going.
Whatever the need is.
Yeah, do like Kai's doing. Work with your children when they're born and coming into the world. Put up the poster as Kai did, where the little ones go over and start touching with their two
Yeah.
fingers on the
I love
poster.
that. That is so sweet. I know she's really embracing that. But that's, as we know, that's what one of the main purposes and visions of this foundation is, to get this at the grassroots, the families. Talk about bringing our families back together. I can't even imagine what that would look like, because even that has disintegrated over time. People are starting to rethink those family units. Well, it's now is the time to bring BioTouch into that mix, and just start, if nothing else, just start using BioTouch with your family and let it just ripple out, because it will. It will. The compassion in you will just start to build. It's like, oh my gosh, look at that person over there. I want to help them. That's what BioTouch does for all of us.
Yeah. And, we understand it's difficult. Hell, Bev and I have talked about many times how we don't turn to our neighbor and say, hey, work on me. So we're challenging Bev. She's going on a little trip this next week. We're going to challenge her. She has a friend that she's going with who demands that Bev work on her.
Right.
And so we have demanded, and you're all witness to this,
Yep.
that Bev demand of her that Bev's going to get worked on here in the next week, because she's going to be with this woman for 10 days, and there's no
Right.
reason Bev will not be getting BioTouch 10 days.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're gonna
Yes.
we're gonna check it out next week. She's gonna be up there at this conference, and we're gonna be taping her from up there. But we'll check in, so that'll be 7 days. So we'll make sure that she's gotten BioTouch for 7 days, Bev. So if you want to learn BioTouch, we have numerous ways to do it. We have a really cool workshop coming up on autism, or ASD, autism spectrum disorder. We have an old, and it turns out this presentation was 8 years ago that Angela Runyon gave. She's a special ed teacher, works with autistic children in the whole spectrum, actually. Did a
Right.
presentation that I think is still very timely. If it's not, she'll come on live, and we're going to teach you the few sets of points to work with anybody that might have autism or autism spectrum disorder. There's a whole clump of situations, but you do the same sets of points no matter the problem. And then we have the next practitioner training. We're going to do a Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 4:30. Massage therapists can get 8 continuing education credits, so that will be virtual. Or you can just go online and download the manual and learn it yourself. It has links to the videos, shows you how to do it, takes you step by step. And then if you have any questions, you can office@justtouch.com. You can call us 520-323-7951. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Get hold of us any way you can, and we will be there for you.
You will. That's a fact. Yeah.
So, if not now, when?
When?
Keep on touching, folks. Thanks for joining us. Bev, have a good trip, and we'll see you all
Thank
next
you, dear.
week. All right. Bye.
Have a good week, everyone.
Days in and days out, space and time is all about feeling pressure with the pain, in sunshine or in the rain. Living is a place in mind, giving is being kind. When the pain is too much, what we need is BioTouch. When I'm touching you, you are touching me. It's a simple thing to do and a natural way to be.